Now, welcome to all of you to the fourth class of this special theory of relativity. So, today we have to study variation of mass with velocity. If a body goes on moving, what happens to its mass according to theory of relativity? So, that will be asked as 10 mass question. In the previous class, means in the third class, in the last moment we have discussed the law of addition of velocities. That means inverse of velocity transformation equation. That inverse of velocity transformation equation is u is equal to u dash plus v upon 1 plus u dash v upon c square, where u dash is the velocity of a body in one frame of reference, u is the velocity of that body observed from another frame of reference, and v is the velocity with which one frame of reference is moving. So similarly, consider two inertial frame of reference S and S dash. S dash is moving with uniform velocity v along the positive x direction. In that S dash frame, consider two identical particles of mass m, A and B, moving with velocity u dash minus u dash. They are approaching with respect to this S dash. Now u dash and minus u dash because the particle is coming in the opposite direction, and this is with respect to S dash. They are identical particle. So from S dash, mass of each particle is m. Then after some time they collide. So when they collide, after collision, they collide into one particle. If the law of conservation of momentum is to be valid, the collision particle will be at rest in S dash frame. The same phenomena is observed from S frame. From S frame of reference, if u1 is the velocity of one particle and u2 is the velocity of the particle observed from S frame, from these inverse velocity transformation equation, you can write this is u1 is equal to, this is u dash plus v upon 1 plus u dash v upon c square. Call this equation as 1. And if u2 is the velocity of the another particle observed in S frame, I can write this as minus u dash because it is moving in the opposite direction, plus v upon 1 plus u dash v, not 1 plus, it is minus u dash v divided by c square. All this equation has 2. So these are the velocities observed from S frame. And you know that the law of conservation of momentum holds good. momentum of the particle before collision is equal to the momentum of the particle after collision. So, by using this law of conservation of momentum from S frame, if m1 is the mass of one particle and m2 is the mass of another particle, we said that they collide into one particle. Therefore, according to the law of conservation of momentum, this is m1 u1 plus m2 u2 is equal to, they collide into one particle. This is m1 plus m2. With respect to this frame of reference, this body is at rest. But if you are observing these two S, that S dash is moving with uniform velocity v. That means v is the velocity of the particle, collides particle after collision. So this frame of reference is moving with uniform velocity v. In that frame of reference, the two particles are collided into one. So substituting the value of u1 and u2 from equation 1 and 2, this is m1, u1 is u dash plus v upon 1 plus u dash v upon c square. This is u1 plus m2. Then u2 is, it is minus u dash plus v upon 1 minus u dash v upon c square. That is equal to, it is m1 into v plus m2 into v. Then you take this m1 other side. This is m1 is common into u dash plus v upon 1 plus u dash v upon c square. Then this becomes minus here, minus v, that is equal to, this is m2, v is v, and this term comes into other side with a negative sign, minus of this minus u dash plus v upon 1 minus u dash v upon c square. So now this is m1 upon m2. To take this ratio, m1 upon m2 is equal to, so m1 upon m2 is, this is u dash plus v upon 1 m1 upon m2. Now this you have to write first. Take this m2 other side. This is v minus of minus u dash plus v upon 1 minus u dash v divided by c square or divided by then this one u dash plus v minus v that is divided by 1 plus u dash v upon c square. Now you simplify this. This m1 upon m2 is equal to, you multiply this, LCM is 1 minus u dash v upon c square. This is v into 1 minus u dash v upon c square. Then minus into minus is plus u dash minus v that divided by this one u dash plus v upon, of course this LCM is 1 minus u dash v upon c square, and this is u dash plus v minus v into, once again your SD LCM is, this is 1 plus u dash v upon c square to simplify this, m1 upon m2 is equal to v minus u dash v square by c square plus u dash minus v whole divided by 1 minus u dash v divided by c square. Then this divided by u dash plus v, it is minus v minus u dash v square divided by c square. Of course this divided by 1 plus u dash v upon c square. Then this get cancels. Then minus v and this v get cancels. This is what remains, u dash minus, this is u dash minus u dash v square upon c square. Again this is u dash, of course this divided by 1 plus u dash v upon c square. And if you divide this whole term, gets cancelled with this. Then what remains, it comes into the numerator. Therefore this is m1 upon m2 is equal to 1 plus u dash v upon c square, that divided by 1 minus u dash v upon c square. Call this equation as 3. So what we did is, where was the law of conservation of linear momentum, substitute the value of u1 and u2, separated m1 and m2, and taken the ratio of m1 upon m2, we got it as m1 upon m2 is 1 plus u dash v upon c square into 1 minus u dash v divided by c square. Now, square this equation 1 and divide both the side by c square. Now this is u1 square divided by c square. This is equal to u dash plus v whole square divided by 1 plus u dash v divided by c square whole square and divided by c square. Both the sides are divided by c square. This equation can be written as, it is u1 square upon c square minus 1, that is equal to u dash plus v divided by c whole square upon 1 plus u dash v upon c square whole square minus 1. Both the side I have subtracted minus 1, and this c square is taken here inside the bracket. So this can be rewritten as 1 minus u1 square by c square, that is equal to 1 minus, this is u dash plus v upon c whole square whole divided by 1 plus u dash v upon c square whole square. Now here LCM is 1 plus u dash v upon c square whole square. Therefore this can be written as 1 minus u1 square upon c square is equal to, this is 1 plus u dash v upon c square whole square LCM. This is minus, this is u dash plus v divided by c whole square all divided by, this is 1 plus u dash v upon c square into whole square. Now this is a plus b and this is also a plus b. This is 1 minus u1 square upon c square. So a square, this is 1, b square, u dash square v square upon c raised to 4, b square, plus 2ab, plus 2 u dash v upon c square. Then this term a plus b whole square with all negative sign. So this is u dash square square by c square minus v square by c square. So minus 2u dash v upon c square whole divided by this one. This is 1 plus u dash v upon c square whole square. Then this term get cancels. Then this equation can be written as 1 minus, it is u1 square upon c square is equal to, see here, 1 minus u1 square upon 1 plus minus u1 square upon c square minus v square upon c square can be written as the product of 2. This is 1 minus u dash square upon c square into, it is 1 minus v square by c square whole divided by, this is 1 plus u dash v divided by c square whole square. Now you try it at home, you multiply this bracket, you are going to get this as 1 plus u1 square v square upon c raised to 4 minus u1 square upon c square minus v square upon c square. So call this equation as 4. Similarly, if you treat this equation 2, similarly if you treat this equation 2 means divide both, square this equation, divide both the side by c square and rearranging the term, you will going to get this as 1 minus u2 square c square. This is 1 minus u2 square c square is equal to, same value here, 1 minus u dash square upon c square into 1 minus v square by c square whole divided by, here you are going to get 1 more, instead of plus, 1 minus u dash v upon c square whole square, because of this negative term. Then call this equation as 5. Call this equation as 5. Then divide equation 5 by 4. If you divide this equation 5 by 4, these get cancels. Then what you are going to get is 5 is 1 minus u2 square divided by c square. 5 divided by 4 is 1 minus u1 square divided by c square. That is equal to this term 1 plus u dash v upon c square whole square upon 1 minus u dash v upon c square whole square, and take square root both the side. So this is square root of 1 minus u2 square upon c square divided by square root of 1 minus u1 square upon c square, that is equal to, already it is a square, we are going to get this as 1 plus u dash v upon c square whole divided by 1 minus u dash v divided by c square. Call this equation as 6. Now comparing equation 3 and equation 6. You know that this is m1 upon m2, 1 plus u dash v upon c square, whole divided by 1 minus u dash v upon c square. Then this RHS is also same. Therefore, if RHS is equal, you know that LHS, it is m1 divided by m2. This should be equal to square root of 1 minus u2 square upon c square, whole divided by square root of 1 minus u1 square upon c square. So cross multiply this. This is your m1 into this one, square root of 1 minus u1 square upon c square should be equal to m2 into square root of 1 minus u2 square upon c square, m1, u1, m2, u2. They are equal. That means that is equal to constant. Say this constant quantity is represented by m0. Taking this m1 is equal to m and u1 is equal to u, this equation can be written as m into square root of 1 minus u square divided by c square, that is equal to some constant m0. Or from this you can write this m is equal to m naught divided by square root of 1 minus u square by c square. Call this equation as 7. Then in generality, this equation can be written as, in general, this is m0 divided by square root of 1 minus v square upon c square. Call this equation as 8. Now this equation 8 is known as a relativistic mass formula. Here this m0 is rest mass of the body, or it is called as proper mass, sometimes also called as inertial mass. Now the body is moving with velocity v. Its relativistic mass is m is equal to m naught into square root of 1 minus v square by c square. That means as v increases, m increases. That means relativistic mass when the body is in motion is increases by the factor, it is 1 minus v square by c square. By this factor, the mass goes on increasing. Here v is the velocity of the body with respect to the observer, c is the velocity of the light. Then as v goes on changing, relativistic mass goes on changing. It is a relativistic mass, it is rest mass. Rest mass means when the body is not in motion, it is called as rest mass or proper mass. See, if you put this V is equal to C, V is approaching equal to C, what it means? The body is traveling with the speed of the light. So as observed by the observer, this becomes 1, 1 minus 1 is 0, something divided by 0 is infinity. That means mass of the body becomes infinite. So this concludes that no body in the universe travels with the velocity which is equal to the velocity of the light. So you have to derive up to this for 10 mark question. M is equal to m naught into square root of 1 minus v square upon c square. So lastly, in this chapter, we have to study mass energy relation, or we have to prove it is E is equal to mc square, which can be asked in the examination as a 5 mark question. See, in relativistic mechanics also, the kinetic energy of a body can be defined as the amount of work done in increasing the velocity of the particle or a body from 0 to v, or from amount of work done in increasing the speed of a body from rest to v. That is, your kinetic energy Ek is equal to, so integration from 0 to v, you know, work done is force into displacement. This is force into displacement is dx. Call this equation as 1. You know, according to Newton's second law of motion, the rate of change of momentum is nothing but force. That means force is rate of change of momentum. dp is the change in the momentum in time. dt, you know that momentum is given by d upon dt of m into v. So, differentiating this equation, it is m into dv upon dt plus v into dm upon dt. Then substituting this value of f in equation 1, we get this is kinetic energy of a body is Ek is equal to integration from 0 to v. For f it is m into dv upon dt plus v into dm upon dt into this dx. You take dx outside, this equation becomes Ek is equal to kinetic energy is equal to integration from 0 to v. This is m dv plus v dm into dx upon dt. This dx upon dt is the velocity. Therefore, this is your Ek is equal to integration from 0 to v m into dv plus v into dm into v. Call this equation as 2. Then according to the relativistic theory of mass, you know that relativistic mass m is given by m is equal to m naught into square root of 1 minus v square upon c square. Squaring both the side and rearranging the term, now you are going to get this is m c square minus m v square m square it is squaring m square v square, that is equal to, which is m naught square into this c square. So what I have done is square this equation both the side and cross multiplication. Now differentiating this equation. So if you differentiate this equation, here c is constant, m and v are changing, m naught is constant. So here it is 2m dm into c square, then minus product of the two. So it is also 2m dm v square as it is, minus 2v dv into m square as it is. So m naught is constant and c is constant, therefore its differentiation is 0. Dividing throughout by 2m, we are going to get this as dm c square (2m cancels) and 2m minus dm v square minus 2v minus, sorry, not 2 has been cancelled, 2m, so what remains m v dv. So 2m cancels m v dv, that is equal to 0. Or this is dm c square, take this quantity other side, it is m v dv plus dm v square. Take v outside here, to take it, this becomes m dv plus, it is v into dm, this into v. So V is taken outside, this is V square. So this what it is, dm c square. Now compare this with all this equation as 3. Compare this equation 3 with 2. You know m dv plus v dm into v is dm c square. Therefore, your kinetic energy Ek is equal to, kinetic energy Ek is equal to, this is 0 to v, 0 to v. Then for this, I will write it as dm square. All this equation as 4. Now, integration is from 0 to velocity v, but this is constant, variable is only dm. So when velocity of the body changes from 0 to v, mass of the body changes from rest mass to not to m. Therefore, this equation can be written as your Ek is equal to, I will change the integration from m0 to m. So this is dm c square. And substituting upper and lower limit and solving this equation, you are going to get this Ek is equal to, it is m minus m0 into c square. Call this equation as 5. Now we got kinetic energy of the particle Ek is m minus m0 into c square. You know, total energy is the sum of the two. That means E, your total energy E is equal to, so Ek plus rest mass energy. Then what is the rest mass energy of the particle? It is proper mass, which is known as m0 into c square. So this is your total energy E is equal to, Ek is m minus m0 c square, then plus your rest mass energy is m0 c square. Now, this is minus m0 c square and this is plus m0 c square. Finally, we get, this is E is equal to m c square. So, call this equation as 6. Now from this equation 6, it is clear that the energy can be converted into mass or mass can be converted into energy. It is energy equivalence of mass or mass equivalence of energy. Now, there are no two separate laws of conservations. Means separately conservation of mass, separately conservation of energy. They are unified, they are clubbed into one. And that mass energy relation is called as conservation of mass energy equivalence. It is called as conservation of mass energy equivalence. Now, this completes your entire theory part. Let us solve some examples in the next class.